Greetings, ladies, gentlemen, and others. My name is Pennywise the Dancing Clown. Well, introduce yourselves.
Should we kill this fucking clown?
Yeah.
Let's kill this fucking clown.
Sure.
No, wait. Fear.
I'm not afraid of clowns. Nice try.
Hello, ladies, gentlemen, and others. I am Pennywise, the Dancing Clown.
Pennywise. Just kick him over and punch him to death.
No, all you need is a little piece of, what is it, iron, steel?
It was silver.
Silver.
But that didn't kill him. No, what killed him was when they tipped him over and just punched him a bunch till his heart came out.
Oh, yeah.
Truly a battle of wits.
I'm right here. Ow, my eye.
Here, go ahead. He's stunned.
Ow, my other eye. Ow, my heart. Ow. Ow.
Fatality.
Hello, ladies, gentlemen, and others. I have run out of clowns to imitate. Greetings, ladies, gentlemen, and others. I am the guardian.
What are you doing, Issei?
Greetings, ladies. But in all honesty, greetings, ladies, gentlemen, and others. I am the guardian. We have Isoda and the entertainment freak here, and today we're talking about clowns.
Yay!
Clowns everywhere.
Literally.
That's right. I can't do Joker. I cannot do Mark Hamill's Joker. I am sorry.
And we're talking about Joker next month.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I'm looking forward to that movie.
I'll have about a month to work on any of my Jokers. And every day he doesn't, people will die. Starting tonight. I'm a man of
I can
my
do
word.
Harley, but I choose not to.
But no, we're not talking about those clowns. We're talking about Pennywise.
Yeah.
Two versions of Pennywise, because we just saw It Chapter 2.
Yes,
and,
we did.
And we went and rewatched the original miniseries.
They did.
Yeah,
I did not.
So, today was weird because, Hurricane Dorian was a thing, and we live in Virginia.
Yeah.
Specifically, we live in Southeast Virginia.
Mm-hmm. And all we got was a little bit of rain.
I mean, we didn't get much, especially in Norfolk, but Virginia Beach got battered by a ton of rain.
Oh, yeah.
And a lot of wind. So, I had to go to work this morning, but about 3 hours into my shift, and I work a 12-hour shift, they said to go home, and they shut everything down. So I was like, we're going to see It Chapter 2 tonight, so let me just go over to Brendan's, we'll watch Chapter 1 again. And then he decided that we were also going to watch the miniseries.
Why the hell not? Honestly, give me a reasonable explanation as to why the hell not.
Because the miniseries sucks.
I was expecting him to say that.
The miniseries is bad, and it means it's so bad it's good. Tim Curry is phenomenal as Pennywise because he works well as an actual clown. He fails at the actual Cthulhian monster type situation. But some of the kids are fine, and the acting from the adults is all over the place. Mm-hmm. And the effects are god-awful. Remember the shower scene?
I mean, what did you expect? It's made for TV.
You remember the shower scene, though? That stop motion was horrible.
It's a hard R-rated book.
Yeah.
Probably more NC-17 rated book. That was adapted for ABC.
Yeah, no.
Of course it's not going to have very good anything, really.
I actually fell asleep during the last half of the miniseries.
You fell asleep during the first half.
Yeah, I was tired. I had watched Season 3, Part 2 of My Hero Academia earlier today, and guess what I've got to wait for now? Season 4!
Season 4 is confirmed, right?
It better be, otherwise I'm going to be fucking pissed.
Probably. It's incredibly popular right now.
Did they leave it off on a cliffhanger?
No, but you definitely can tell there's more to the stories.
On.
Yeah.
Then yeah, there is a season 4.
Yeah, but But yeah, you said hard R NT-17 book adapted for ABC. So I think the most risque thing we got in that was "Kiss me, fat boy."
Yeah.
Which I didn't expect them to do in It Chapter 2, but they did.
I mean, we'll get to It Chapter 2 later.
Yeah, we'll get to It Chapter 2.
I have a history with the miniseries.
Yeah, your dad used to showed it to you when you were like 5.
When I was 7...
Okay, it was 7, not 5.
We were going to go to the Busch Gardens Hollow Scream the next day.
Okay.
I still haven't been.
Which, for anybody who doesn't know, that's the Busch Gardens in Williamsburg, Virginia. That's their Halloween celebration. They do it every year.
Similar to how they do their Christmas Town for Christmas time.
Yeah, I think a lot of amusement parks do a Halloween themed thing every year.
Does King's Dominion do it?
King's Dominion does.
Oh.
But yeah, that's Busch Gardens. And the night before, It was on TV, and my dad just had it on that channel, and it's like, once the clown showed up in the sewer and started talking, I really I wanted nothing to do with that movie or that miniseries immediately at that point. I ran to my fucking room, but I swear, anytime that Pennywise showed back up, or a monster showed up in that miniseries from then on, my dad was always like, "Tyler, come out and see this!"
Your dad was
funny.
a dick.
It was like, through the first half, because by the time the second half came out, it was like past bedtime, so...
Yeah.
It scared the shit out of me!
Now it just makes you go, why was I scared at this?
I'll talk about that later. But...
I have a different history with it itself.
Oh, do tell.
Yeah, I know what your story is here. It's
Yeah.
fucked up.
Wait.
My mom used to read it to me when I was a kid.
Oh, that!
Yeah. The book!
Yeah, the book. She'd just pick up where she left off and kept reading to me.
So...
No wonder why I'm so fucked up, right? Do not answer that.
You got a point there. My first experience with the It miniseries was the Nostalgia Critic's review of it, and I still had a fear of clowns at the time.
You still do.
I still have a fear of clowns. but more now, so it's less I see them and I want to run away. It's more I see them, and if they approach me, I will beat the shit out of them.
Oh, does everyone remember the killer clown craze that happened a couple years ago?
2016?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, wasn't It Chapter 1 responsible for ending the clown job thing, too?
The circus was on its way out anyway. It Chapter 1 did not help.
No, it did not.
Yeah.
It was...
Does that mean It Chapter 2 is gonna ban spiders?
I doubt it.
Yeah,
But
no, they're spiders are things we cannot control.
It was a joke.
We'll talk about that when we talk about It Chapter 2.
It was a joke.
But after watching them, you showed me the miniseries before. It was like the last 5 minutes of it were cut off because of a recording error. But we ended up sitting through the entire thing, and by the end of it, I was unimpressed.
Yeah.
I was like...
As is basically everybody watching it for the first time in 2019.
No, this is when you showed me back before It Chapter 1 came out.
Yeah, I want to say this was back in like 2013, 2014.
2015 at the latest. But seeing Tim Curry in that clown makeup still freaks me out because the white makeup and the types of marks all over the face creep me out in general. Like, it's like those classic clown mime things that are in silent movies. Yeah, that kind of makeup, it just makes me uneasy. Especially, like classic black and white movies, when you see the clowns come out in the circus,
Oh, yeah.
the way that their facial expressions are, it just makes me uneasy.
So when it's black and white, it's unsettling to me. When they have the color, that's when I kind of start being like, okay, that's kind of silly.
Yeah, in fact, I think, unironically enough, I think part of my issue with clowns came from that one Powerpuff Girls episode where that clown was infected with some sort of mutagen that resulted in him muting the color of everything he touches. He went from a happy, smiling clown to a frowning, evil black and white mime. That did not help, and when he became a happy, peppy clown again, thanks to the Powerpuff Girls' power of music, they beat the shit out of him and threw him in jail. Because they're like, yay, I'm free from the evil control of the ooze! Me, the clown! You're under arrest, but I... Go to jail, clown.
Yes, but still talking about the miniseries for it.
It sucks, move on.
No, let's actually talk about it.
Okay.
Because I did... obviously, I did revisit the miniseries 7 years later when I was 14.
Uh-huh.
Watched it, and was like, this scared me.
Precisely.
No, I then read the book, and was like, wow.
What the fuck?
Pretty much. I was like, fuck!
A lot more...
Ow!
Get over it. A good chunk of the stuff in It Chapter 2 was better adapted from the book, am I correct?
Yeah.
What they did in the miniseries just was not very...
The miniseries is boring.
Yeah, very.
That second half especially. The first half suffers from this problem of... you can tell where they're cutting for commercial.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And it's not just from the black fades and whatnot. No, it's even like structurally you could tell. Okay, this is where they were cut for. This is where they would have cut for a commercial.
You know, people say they have their biggest problem with that is like the adult actor for Richie. I can't stand Bill's adult actor.
No, I'm fine with Bill's adult actor.
In the miniseries?
Yeah. Yeah, I can't.
Why?
I can't. I don't know. It's just something about the way that he talks. He sounds so unenthusiastic.
Well, to be fair, nobody does.
Yeah.
None of the adults sound enthusiastic.
Richie still makes me laugh, though.
Well, it's because
In
you're
the
supposed to.
miniseries?
Sometimes.
No. He is like the most unfunny person.
Oh yeah, remember the... I don't know if you remember this, Liam, but there was a moment when they were introducing Richie's character, and he was doing a joke about Godzilla.
Oh.
And then later, when he was at his house, he had a giant floaty in his pool shaped like Godzilla.
It was Godzilla.
Yeah, I remember.
I saw that on screen, and I turned to him and he said, I want that.
And that's our Godzilla quota for the week.
Yes. But, is there really anything else to discuss?
Movies like that are specifically made for TV and shouldn't be when their book is that graphic just shouldn't.
It's a really fucked up book.
No, it really shouldn't.
Like, getting back to what the big problem is with the first half, because the first half, despite the fact that the kids are very good, most of them.
Most of the kids are good actors.
Yeah.
Despite the fact that they're good at it, it just structurally, it's so weird structurally, because it doesn't feel cohesive.
Not really.
Because it feels very much like the clown, like, it is just kind of there. Like, he doesn't really show up ever until, like, the end of each kid's segment. And even then, he's there for, like, 2 seconds.
Yeah,
And it's like, none of it feels connected.
Yeah.
It's like, all of a sudden, at the end, they're like, okay, let's go kill this thing.
That's because they kept cutting shit.
Additionally...
They needed that Niebolt Street sequence.
cut shit?
No. In order for that to have flowed better, I feel they needed the Niebolt Street segment from the book.
Yeah.
Instead, they don't have anything like that. They just go to the well house
Yeah.
immediately.
Wait, didn't Stan in that flashback go to that Neibold house, or is that something different?
I feel like that's what that was supposed to be, but it didn't work.
Yeah, instead we just saw Stan going into some stranger's house where he encountered a mummy
Yep.
Yeah.
with clown buttons on him.
Yep.
Okay, I must be really gone because that looks like a mummy. Why would a mummy have fangs like that, though? What is it, a mummy pyre? I don't know.
It's still technically an Eldritch Abomination, so...
I guess, technically so. What else is there in the miniseries?
Okay, the reason the second half doesn't work,
The adults.
the adult acting really sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
To be fair, you can tell that some of them are trying.
some of them are trying.
It just so happens that the director isn't doing a very good job directing them.
No. Additionally, another issue with the pacing of the miniseries, I feel like stuff where it's like you started in one place and then you go to another location and then you send them into a flashback. It's just the flashback storytelling that's broken pieces just doesn't exactly work too well.
Exactly.
The book tells it. The book also is flashbacks a lot. However, they're less. They feel tighter. Because anytime it's focused squarely on the adults, there's no flashbacks there. Mm-hmm. It's just the adults doing whatever they're doing. Whereas with the kids, you start a small section with the adult, a very small tidbit of like them flying to Derry, and then their memories coming back, and it's like that's where their flashback comes in.
Yeah, additionally, when you're translating it to TV or a movie, sometimes flashbacks do not work the best when they're just intertwined in every other scene. I mean, certain movies do this fine, like Batman Begins, any of Christopher Nolan's stuff that deals with flashbacks, they do those fine, but for a movie like this, when it's so consistent in such a large portion of it, I feel like... And we're going back forward to Chapter 2, that most of the time when the adults are remembering their stuff, that's where the flashback should be. It just doesn't feel like it was handled very well in the miniseries.
No, they just kind of happen randomly.
Yeah, randomly.
Especially in the second half.
Yeah. And not to mention those sound effects for the flashbacks, too. Not all of them were very good.
No.
None whatsoever.
How would you describe those sound effects?
Boom. Confusing and unnecessary.
Like, I'd say a tearing sound?
Yeah. Like, oh. I know. Kind of like this.
Yeah. It's a tearing sound. That's what a bunch of the flashback sound effects sound like.
You wanna tear it too?
No.
You know, and then there's one that sounds like they're going through a tunnel, like. Whoa.
Going through a tunnel. Ew.
But
The biggest thing about this miniseries is Tim Curry as this clown. Love Tim Curry, but you scare me in that makeup. I don't care. And Henry Bowers was stupid. He was stupid in this. Better in the Chapter 1 movie. You guys go. I got myself taken
Situated.
care of. You go.
I said my piece.
we didn't talk about Tim Curry.
That's what you talk about your thing with Tim Curry.
So yeah, he scared the crap out of me when I was a kid.
Uh-huh.
I don't know why.
He never scared me, even when I was a kid.
He's not. Well, you were being read the book.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean I remember it.
He's not scary at all.
Yeah, no.
Hiya, Tyler. I'm Pennywise, the dancing
Kick in
clown.
the face.
Ow, my other eye. Ow, my eye.
He doesn't do anything frightening.
No.
This is what he does. He turns into a killer clown, shows off his sharp
Stop
teeth.
quoting Nostalgia Critic.
Fine. He turns into a killer clown after taking the form of something that the kids either
Yeah,
like or love.
He starts out as either something they like or their worst fear,
Then he talks about
or he does some weird shit with showers.
And then he turns back into his killer clown form. He talks about his floating fetish. He shows off his sharp teeth, and he doesn't kill them. He just lets them marinate in fear. Obviously, Mama Pennywise never told Pennywise not to play with his food.
Even then, he never, with the exception of Richie when he's a werewolf, he never attacks any of them. Not
No.
directly. Outside of Georgie.
Yeah, he attacked and killed Georgie. He pretty much just called Ben fat. He scared the shit out of Bev in the bathroom. He actually attempted to do something to Richie. He did the shower scene with Eddie.
What the fuck happened there? It's like, you get to... It's like, Eddie's in the shower, the shower heads start extending! And then Pennywise comes out the drain in the middle, grows his teeth,
And
and the scene ends! What the fuck? That is the worst place to end a scene!
he also did nothing to Mike or Stan or Bill, I think, outside. Oh, wait, no, the picture of Georgie, that's what freaked out Bill.
Yeah, and Stan got the mummy.
Oh, yeah. He didn't do much to,
He didn't do anything to Mike.
Nope.
In the book, he turned into Rodan.
Yeah, we discovered that, apparently at the time,
Yeah, and the commercials and whatnot were showing for Rodan during the time the books takes place.
yeah, so they could have gotten away with using Rodan in that
Yeah,
miniseries.
and not to fetch for the fact that at the time...
That's funny.
Well, okay, yeah, during the miniseries, no, there was no way that they would have gotten away with using Rodan.
No, but they could have done it in chapter
Yeah,
1.
but by the time chapter 1 came around, it's like, Warner Brothers was allowed to use Rodan. So...
Yeah. You were secretly hoping to see Rodan in it chapter 2, weren't you?
Secretly. I think I got my fill of Rodan in King of the Monsters.
Yeah.
So,
I think we've made our peace there.
the miniseries sucks. It's not even worth going back to for nostalgia.
Not really.
Especially now that this duology exists.
Now we talk about It Chapter 1. It Chapter 1 is phenomenal. 10 out of 10. Best movie of the year. Wait, no, that was Planet of the Apes. It was still number 3. My third favorite movie of 2017. Plug.
Okay.
Yeah, I think at the time I named it my third favorite also.
Yeah, I don't.
That was before I saw Shape of Water
Yeah, the fish fucking movie.
and Heaven's Feel Part 1.
I was only
and even
disappointed
then-
'cause I didn't know it was a two-parter at first. I thought they had just had it in one full thing.
There is no way you would have been able to adapt that book in one movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got the stuff with the kids, and
I
the
was
kids were
misinformed.
great.
I was misinformed, but I did enjoy it. Very much so.
Yeah, the kids were great. Skarsgård was phenomenal as Pennywise. The adults are fucking dicks.
Well, yeah.
Henry Bowers is more intimidating.
Not really.
You're telling me you wouldn't be terrified if a dude with a knife was cutting his name into your stomach?
Alright, fair enough.
There we go.
Well, that's kind of a thing with Bowers in the book.
He's crazy.
Mike Hanlon even mentions this in one of the in-between chapters. is that before that summer, Bowers was essentially just some dude who would steal your lunch money and call it a day.
Mm-hmm.
But once it was awake and doing stuff, that's when Bowers was noticeably more...
Psychotic.
Yeah.
Bowers is easily one of my favorite parts of the new movies.
I can't stand the motherfucker. Couldn't in the original series. Can in this.
That's
Can't stand him.
the idea.
Yeah, that's
He's
the
supposed
point.
to be that uncomfortable. And it's done phenomenally well.
That's true. If the character is done so well that you can hate him, you know you
Yeah,
did
you're
it right.
supposed to hate that. You're supposed to
You
hate
did
that
it
character.
right.
You're not supposed to like him.
Even the jump scares in this movie are fine, and most horror movies fuck up with jump scares.
That's
What jump
that's
scares?
because they actually know what they're doing with them.
What jump scares?
I don't know, that scene in the sewer when Patrick lit the flame and we saw the zombie bodies, then he turned around and there was a balloon that said Hi Art Dairy, and when you popped it, you saw Pennywise behind
With
it.
a loud noise.
Yeah. It's just one example.
Jump scares don't get me.
Well,
They don't
bully
get me
for
either.
you.
They don't
well,
get me either.
Well, bully for you.
But most of the time, they're done terribly.
I'm sensitive to sudden and obnoxious noise.
I know you are.
Because I think we've made this point in a past video before that jump scares when the force behind the jump scare is actually the thing you're supposed to be afraid of, they work.
Yeah.
So having it be Pennywise works.
As opposed to some instance like,
Let's
Son, hey dudes, I brought the beer.
Yeah, like let's say Richie popped out from behind a statue at some point, and there was this loud noise, like boom, when he did it.
Oh, you mean like the instance in Chapter 2 when he was imitating Pennywise in the shadows? It was like, hey losers, time to float.
You're getting too ahead of yourself.
I am, but that's an example.
No, I was going to use examples in other modern day horror movies.
Oh, you mean like Sinister?
No.
Or Ouija?
Yeah, Ouija,
Oh, I hate Ouija movies.
Annabelle.
You know, people didn't realize that was based off the board game.
I hate Ouija movies.
That's all any Ouija movie would be, is based off the board game, because it's
Yeah.
all Ouija is.
They didn't know that at the time.
It's like the message with every Ouija movie is the same. Do not fuck with the dead. And nobody fucking learns this.
Besides, the only people who ought to be fucking with the dead are people who have access to the
Back to
Necronomicon.
it.
Bill Skarsgård's amazing.
Yeah, Bill Skarsgård's honestly better in this role than Tim Curry was.
Yeah.
Because Tim Curry played a good clown. But that's all he played.
Yeah, but Skarsgård
Like
gets the whole thing.
Yeah, that's why Tim Curry's not scary. It's because he's just a clown. There's nothing other than that. And clowns inherently are not scary.
Yeah.
It's the makeup that's scary, not their act.
I don't know. I'm just not scared of clowns, so...
I sleep with clown repellent, so I'm fine.
Skarsgård plays a monster.
Like, if you understand that reference.
Yeah, but he is the Lovecraftian monster.
Yeah, he's the eldritch abomination he's supposed to be. It's like anytime he seems like he's being weird, it's because he's not a human, he's not a real clown. He's this otherworldly thing
Looking for his
that's
meal.
pretending.
He's looking for his next meal, too.
Exactly.
How many kids do you think he eats, by the way, before he gets full? Maybe
200.
2,000, 3,000?
A few hundred.
Several,
If not
many.
I can't wait for Death Battle to attempt to do something with Pennywise. It's never gonna happen.
They're probably gonna fuck it up if they do it.
Oh, they most likely will.
Just well fucks everything up.
Yeah, Ben 10 versus Green Lantern.
Let's not go there.
You're right, let's get back to Pennywise. What else, What, was there anything else mentioning in Chapter 1? Because
We've barely talked about it so far.
Yeah, but we talked about its major points.
Not really.
Alright, let's talk about Richie.
No, we haven't talked about the characters at all, aside from Pennywise.
Alright, I'll go
And
first.
for some reason you mentioned Bowers first.
Yeah, I did mention Bowers. Let's go over Richie. He is probably one of my favorite of the protagonists.
It's because he's funny as shit.
He is funny as shit.
In the movies.
Yeah,
He's also well acted in the movies.
we get it. You don't like the miniseries. Seth Green, though.
Seth Green?
Yeah, he played Richie in the miniseries.
Oh.
Or Kid Richie, I mean.
What the fuck are you doing?
Peeling stuff off this ottoman.
Is now really the time to be doing that?
We're also still talking about Richie and how, Okay, I'm gonna wait to talk about that when we get to It Chapter 2.
You know what? Fuck it! We have a whole video where we already talked about It Chapter 1.
We did?
Yeah, when it came out.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
Let's talk about It Chapter 2.
Richie might be gay.
He is gay.
Okay.
He's gay.
Spoiler alert!
Yeah, was he gay in the book, or was that something?
No.
I don't think so.
Nobody, as far as with the exception of Adrian Mellon, was gay in the book.
Okay.
And we know what happened to Adrian Mellon.
He got eaten.
Yep.
Mmm, tasty.
Tastes fabulous! So, what did you think about that change?
What?
Richie being gay.
I thought that worked.
Yeah.
I thought that was a very good change.
Yeah, that works out fine. I didn't mind it at all. But, that opening for Chapter 2, it is the exact same reaction I had when I first saw Pennywise bite off Georgie's arm. I never thought I would see that on the big screen. But
Why?
because I just didn't feel that they would have had the balls to do something like that.
R-rated movie.
Yeah, well, R-rated movies in the past haven't always done good shit.
This is true.
Hellboy.
Well, I wasn't completely sure how they were going to do that sequence.
Mm-hmm.
Because, I mean, it's basically book perfect. But because of the times we live in, I thought that they would want to shy away from that a bit.
Yeah.
But not only do they not shy away from it, like, when it gets to the point in the book where we have Pennywise wake up and kill him,
Yeah.
it never really goes into detail about what Pennywise did,
Yeah.
other than he bit into his
Chest.
no, he bit into his armpit.
Oh.
It doesn't mention anything about him, like, essentially biting in there and tearing it, like, tearing his heart out.
Okay.
So that kind of just caught me off guard, like, oh god.
Alright then.
It also helps that the CG got better.
That's true.
Yeah, what happened to that other guy, by the way? The one who saw Pennywise bite?
So
bite
what
him?
happens in the book is, like, we don't follow this as it happens.
Okay.
This is told to us through, they're doing interviews with the police for the investigation.
Okay.
Because they're going to arrest the people who beat them up.
Oh, okay.
But, what happens is his lover says when they're about to finish up, it was like, "Well, you're not going to talk about the clown, the clown that killed him." Mm-hmm. And they don't. They never mention the clown at all. And it's said that they never mentioned the clown at all in the court case.
Okay. So the adults are ignoring Pennywise. It's not just a thing that only young people can see him, because the Losers Club as adults see him.
Pennywise will let himself be seen by whomever he wants to be seen by.
Okay. I also liked some of the shadow work in this movie too. Like, there are moments where you can just barely make Pennywise out in the shadow, and then before you know it, it's gone. That is great suspense build-up.
I did like the one scene where he was barefaced, didn't have the makeup, and he's just like rubbing it on as he's talking. And then
he cuts the lines into his face.
It literally proves how psychotic he is, and it painted a good picture for me.
I was so giddy there. I don't know why. It's probably because I'm fucked up.
I know I'm fucked up, so... Yeah.
Yes, you are.
Screw you.
I was agreeing with you. What the hell?
So Mike is a crazy person.
Yeah, he is. Totally crazy.
I mean, he's been holed up in the library
for 27 years.
27 years. Been trying to desperately find any way to kill this thing if it comes back.
And he lies to his friends, too.
Yeah.
Twice.
Simply to get them to come back and actually try to kill it.
Because isn't that what everyone does nowadays?
So guys, in about 27 years, I'm going to call you guys to come over and help me in Nevada to kill this giant snake that's crawling its way through the sewers.
No thanks.
Nah.
I will give you each $100.
Nah.
No thanks.
There are artifacts in there that will give you superpowers.
Again, no thanks.
I don't believe you. It's like Pennywise even says to him at one point, it's like, "I know what you are. A madman."
Literally.
Yeah, he is.
In all fairness, though, I'm pretty sure Mike's the only person, other than maybe Bill, who's not afraid of Pennywise at all.
Yeah, the scene with Richie was petrifying. Eddie... I think Eddie might not... He wasn't afraid of him when he was choking out the leper. But when he was the clown again, in Nebolt...
But when it came down to it, Eddie ended up chickening out a lot.
Yeah. Bev was obviously afraid. So was Ben.
Okay, people with an actual will to survive were afraid.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because again, Bill just wants revenge... And Mike's a crazy person.
All we need now is someone who didn't have anything left to... Stan. He didn't have anything to lose.
Exactly.
So he killed himself.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure they were actually going to keep that scene in.
I noticed in the trailer, and I was like, that's kind of a very important part of the book, so I knew for a fact they were going to keep that.
It's a very vivid image, and I'm surprised. Yeah, I am surprised that they left that in the trailer.
I mean, it's only a very small little snippet.
Yeah, but you can obviously tell what it is.
I mean, yeah, if you've read the book or watched the miniseries.
Yeah.
But.
Oh, man.
I originally remember him doing it a different way, but I might have. It's been...
No, that's how he did it.
It is how he did it?
Yeah, he went to the bathroom, sat in the bathtub, and slit his wrists. And then he wrote it on the wall.
I don't know why, but I thought he, shot himself, but I don't know.
Can we talk about the scenes where the losers split up and Pennywise torments them on their own.
Mm-hmm.
That has to be some pretty awesome shit. Seriously, the naked old woman running around that busted ass apartment.
Captain Saggy Tits over here.
Colonel Saggy Tits.
Colonel Saggy Tits.
If I'm remembering the book correctly, she's supposed to be the witch from Hansel and Gretel.
That's even... Wow, okay.
Funny, considering that a Hansel and Gretel Grimm story movie is coming out with young Bev as Gretel.
Yeah.
And they played the trailer today.
Yeah, they did. Oof.
That's funny.
Yeah, it's a touch on the nose. But I think out of all of them, my favorite one might have been Richie.
That seems to be the popular choice.
Yeah.
Is that everybody says Bill Hader steals the show.
Yeah, he really does.
I'd say Bill Skarsgård steals the show.
Okay, he steals the show.
But
Let's just say that the Bills steal the show in this.
The
Yeah?
Bills.
The Bill Boys.
I like that, the Bills.
Yeah, but yeah, I had a feeling they were going to do something with the giant Paul Bunyan statue, but I didn't expect them to do it with young Richie. I thought it was going to be with old Richie.
I knew it was probably going to be with young Richie because the way that's done in the book is that is the only time a flashback is shown during the adult section is that Richie had for the longest time been denying that he saw anything weird happen to him.
Yep.
Until the giant statue.
No, anytime somebody said something, he was like, "Oh no!" I mean, there was this one time, but then that wasn't real. That was just a dream. Even when he knew for a fact it was a real thing that was actively going after him, he still tried to deny it until he went back to Derry, and it all of a sudden clicked with him. That was real.
Yeah. Although the fact that this isn't real excuse is constantly going through, is that just part of the whole belief is key thing with defeating this thing?
In a way, but that's not how it was in the book. That was just Richie denying something.
Yeah, but with denial and whatnot, that's how they mostly ended up defeating it in the end too. Or surviving getting stomped by a Paul Bunyan statue. See, did you guys realize that the scenes with the kids that weren't in the first movie were all CGI?
Yes.
It's good CGI.
No, it's not. Ben looked like he was from a PS3 game. Richie didn't look much better.
I could tell they looked fine.
Hey, that was not good de-aging.
Oh, well, the CGI with Pennywise as a giant spider wasn't much better.
No, but at that point, it's a giant eldritch abomination. It doesn't have to look realistic.
Oh, real quick, let's talk about what they did with Stan's head.
I love that because that was a reference to The Thing.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, the moment Richie's like, "You gotta be fucking kidding me." I was just like, "Oh!"
Is that when the dog turned into it?
No, that's when they got the guy on the medic bench.
Yeah.
And it's like they're about to clear, and then his chest opens up and bites the dude's head off, and then his head falls off and grows legs. And then one of the guys is just like, "You gotta be fucking kidding me."
Oh, that's great. That is so great. So I'm surprised. Actually, I'm not surprised. I wasn't really surprised that they used young Stan's head, but on the other hand...
No, I was surprised because when they do the whole head thing in the book and in the miniseries, it's adult Stan.
Well, let's see who's here. But honestly, the guy who plays old grown-up Stan, he must have charged by the
I hope he's charged by the fucking word.
Yeah, because he was barely in this.
Which is what I thought was going to be the case.
Yeah. Still, though, the climax of the movie is easily fantastic.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they took that giant spider idea and they made it work.
Yeah, because he still looks like a clown.
Yeah, because he's still the clown.
It's still Pennywise's face. He's still taunting them and sending them through their own little
it's
nightmares.
Like half spider, half clown.
A Clyder. Or a Clouder.
But before we talk about that, let's talk about the ritual of Chewd.
Oh, yeah.
Because
where was the giant turtle?
Yeah, they did not use any of the really big cosmic stuff in this. And I don't mind the fact that they didn't use that. Because that is stupid.
I still want the giant space turtle.
Why?
Because it's awesome. Seriously, if you were to learn an ability that would help you defeat a major threat, there are only two ways that you could either do it. You could either have it be taught to you by a giant cosmic space turtle or a lion turtle.
A giant space turtle.
There's no in between. Oh, wise masters and their martial arts prowess. Screw that shit. Give me the space turtle.
Alright then.
The cosmic stuff in the book is stupid.
I want the space turtle.
Too bad.
Stephen King was high as a kite when he wrote that shit.
He cameoed in this movie, too.
Yeah.
Is he going to be the next Stan Lee where he just starts cameoing in a lot of his
He's
movies?
been
He's been doing that for years.
He's been doing that for years.
Oh. Cool.
It's just like in other franchises, some people have that where they'll play, this person's in the movie for a short scene, try and find him. That's what Stephen King fans do whenever they watch his movies. They try and find him in the scene.
He was a dick, though.
I think that was the idea.
Yeah. Like,
I hated the ending. You're one to talk.
Yeah, that was funny.
I never read the book, but I knew for a fact that's what they were talking about. It was a touch on the nose.
Yeah, anytime they're making fun of Bill for not being able to end his books, they're like, that's what Stephen King's known for. He can't end his books.
No, he cannot. Pet Sematary, anyone?
No, Pet Sematary is one of the ones where you got it right.
That is good.
Oh. I'm sorry. I'm thinking of the movie.
Yeah, the new movie.
Yeah.
Again, my joke for the new Pet Sematary movie is always going to be, it's like, so it's pretty good up until the part where it ends, and they're like, you know what? Stephen King got the ending right, so let's write it the way Stephen King would normally have written it.
Zombie apocalypse. Okay, back to the ritual of Chewd.
So, I'm glad they used a version of it. But I also like how it all turns out to be bullshit.
Yeah, it was all a gazebo.
Because what did they miss?
Nothing.
It was just a placebo.
Yeah, it just literally did not work. Mike was lying to them, hoping it would, against hope it would work.
Yeah.
But then they do it, and then Pennywise is just like, you're all idiots.
No, it didn't work. So screw you.
Yeah.
I'm gonna eat you now. And their little nightmares were, I kind of understand Bev's. Bill's is obvious. He was fighting himself throughout it. What was Ben's? It was back in their little clubhouse.
Yeah, and he was getting buried alive.
Because of the whole, the support structures weren't all there.
Yeah.
Okay, and, right, with Richie and Eddie, they were just going back to the doors again.
Yeah.
Yep. That was hilarious.
The torso-less legs creeped me out, honestly.
Yeah, because we saw the torso without the legs in the last movie.
Yeah, I was like, wait,
Yeah, no, he's like, no, when they get to those doors, Richie's just like, no, he's fucking with us. Then they go through the...
very scary.
Yeah.
It was like, where's my shoe? Dun, 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 dun.
Yeah, and then
Creepy.
the lights come out, and then they just close the door, and he's like, he's not fucking with us.
And then they open the door and it's just the dog.
And it's just a puppy. and
then-
they're just like, I'm not falling for this shit.
Sit.
Oh,
Okay, that's actually kind of cute.
You know, and then it turns into a fucking monster.
It turns into a fucking Five Nights at Freddy's skin. This video is officially dated. Mike managed to escape his own nightmare, though. Whatever
There
it
he
was.
goes. He just hid behind a rock.
Yeah, he was living it. It was like his friends found out that he lied. Again. So the Bauer stuff in this.
You mean that stuff that was obviously cut out for time?
Yes. He was clearly supposed to go and try and kill each and every one of them.
No, I think he was clearly supposed to have more scenes, more things to do, but
Snip, snip, not enough time.
we can't have a 4-hour movie. Just
Yeah.
like how I'm pretty sure there was clearly supposed to be more, like, Pennywise origin stuff, too.
Yeah, can't wait for that supercut.
Yeah.
Should we talk about the obvious elephant in the room?
Yeah, I guess. I'm not sure what you're talking about.
Eddie.
How is that an elephant in the room?
I said obvious elephant in the room.
How is that an obvious elephant in the room?
He dies.
Yeah, he dies in the book.
yeah.
And the miniseries.
Yep.
So if you didn't think Eddie was going to die in this movie, you'd be wrong. Yeah, he dies. But I just remembered back with...
No, I like how his last words are... Yeah, he's talking to Richie, and he's like, I got something to say to you.
What?
I fucked your mother.
Oh yeah, that was funny.
Yeah, there was. It was fitting. It was fitting. Seriously, though.
Yeah, considering Richie always made that joke with him.
Yeah. It just established that they were really good friends. I want to see that on his tombstone, though.
I fucked your mother.
Yeah, his last words were, I fucked your mother, Richie.
That would be funny.
That would be funny. But backing back up into the movie a little bit, after we saw him save the guy in the water and then eat him, the next time we see him, it's technically a reveal to another little girl, and we did see that in the trailer, and I love that. It was like, hello, and he sounds like Pooh Bear in that shot. I like that scene as well because he's sort of trying to act all friendly and whatnot.
Yeah, because like the girls initially creeped out by him.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You know, like any sane kid in 2016 would be.
Right.
Exactly.
But, you know, then he starts to, you know, kind of play on her sentimental side.
yeah. And then he starts counting to...
You know, it was like, I could blow that birthmark off your face.
1, 2...
And then he just stops.
You're supposed to say 3.
And
Chomp!
then he just chomps her face.
That was good. I liked that and I enjoyed it.
I'm glad that the movie didn't shy away from that
Yeah.
so much. Because Chapter 1 kind of shies away from it in parts. It's like the only one you really got full force was Georgie.
Yeah.
But it's like Patrick Hockstetter, they cut like before you really see anything.
Yeah.
It's like, I mean, you don't see him. I mean, you might see this in the director's cut. You don't see him tear them limb from limb in this one.
No.
But you do see him chomp off the little girl's face.
Yeah. But speaking of Patrick, he was a zombie in this.
Yeah, he took over the role of
Belch.
yeah, Belch in the miniseries. I can't remember who he was in the book.
Probably the other guy.
Yeah. Again, though, Henry's scenes are kind of useless
Yeah,
in this movie
I was mad when he came back.
because they don't give him anything to do. And if you took him out, you wouldn't have it would be no different.
Still a good movie, though.
Yes.
I loved it.
Yeah, I loved this movie.
I can't wait for the supercut.
I want to say that a big part of the reason I probably do love it, though, is because I'm also kind of superimposing my love for the book on it. Because I love the book. Because there are some structural weak points.
In what, the movie or the book?
The movie.
Okay.
Because this movie's paced a lot like the first half of the miniseries was, just without the... No, it even has the flashbacks.
Yeah.
So it's paced almost exactly like the first half of the miniseries. It just somehow works better here.
Now, I think a big question is, which is better, Chapter 1 or Chapter 2?
Well, most people are going to say Chapter 1.
What are you going to say?
I'm going to say they're about equal.
I agree.
I will say, though, I can't decide.
No,
I'm just going to count it as one super long movie.
yeah, honestly,
forward to the
once we
supercut.
get this huge supercut that has a director's cut footage from both of them, and it's just this huge 6.5 hour long film.
That's all there's going to be.
Yeah, that's the only thing I'll ever watch from that point on.
Yeah, you will say, goodbye, Tim Curry. Hello, Bill Scarygard.
Bill Skarsgård deserves to be nominated for something.
But he's not going
He
to.
does a fantastic job in this film.
Mm-hmm.
Especially that scene with the little girl. He's really good in it, but he's not going to get nominated for anything because he turns into a giant spider at the end of the movie.
Yeah. Sad, but true. Bill Skarsgård's awesome, though. Screw anyone else who says otherwise.
Although, this movie did teach us one important life lesson.
Oh, yes.
If you come into contact with an eldritch abomination from hell, or from space, or from wherever, just kind of insult its ego a bit. It'll die.
Yeah, call it a clown and it'll slowly shrink into some sort of blob of incoherent mess until you can just pull its heart out and crush it in your hand.
Yep.
Certainly a more epic way to kill a monster than tipping it over like a cow and ripping its heart out.
Yeah.
It's safe to assume that the miniseries has nothing to hold up to this.
It's safe to assume that the miniseries is never going to get watched again.
Precisely.
Until we do the done and redone.
Yeah, which we'll wait for the supercut for that.
Done and redone, all categories.
The
Well,
new movie.
The movie wins.
Yeah, let's see. Which is the better Pennywise?
Skarsgård, he plays a better monster.
Movie version. Better effects? Movie version. Better writing? Movie version. Characters? Movie. Action? Movie. Scares? Movie. Ending? Movie.
Honestly, the movie's ending is probably better than the book's ending.
Yeah. But still, it is nothing compared to Bill taking his comatose wife and driving down a hill on a bike.
I am so glad they did not do that in the movie.
Yeah.
Because they already kind of did that in Chapter 1.
With who?
Beverly.
Oh, yeah. I never liked Bill and Bev together.
I didn't.
I mean, you're not supposed to. You're supposed to be rooting for Ben in that situation.
Ben
I always did.
10. So, is there anything else to mention about it, Chapter 2?
Broke my heart when they did the replay scene of when he was crying when she thought it was Bill instead of him.
Oh. Alrighty then. Does that bring this podcast to a close then?
Yep.
I guess so. So come back next month when we talk about the other Evil Clown movie.
And
This one's much more human and less monster-y.
kind of. Catch you then, true... I was going to say true believers, but nah. Catch you guys later.